Chapter 88, Revisiting Langlang Village, where things had changed and people were not the same. Anywhere that feels like home is my hometown. Elder Zhang has sealed off the entire Hangzhou prefecture. All the demon cultivators were quickly slaughtered by the disciples of the Dragon Sparrow sect. After all, the Dragon Sparrow sect is the first immortal sect in Xingyun State. They do possess substantial means to fight against the demon path. Brother Han, are you all right? Wang Da Niu, his face covered in blood, was relieved to see Han Yi return safely. I'm fine, and you? The blood on my face comes from the demon cultivators and it's nothing serious. Wang Da Niu gave a big grin, which, combined with the blood on his face, made for a rather disturbing sight. Da Niu, do you have any spare storage rings? Please give me one. Sure, I do. Wang Da Niu, who had been busy fighting demon cultivators beside Han Yi, had already collected a not insignificant number of storage rings, each one belonging to a demon cultivator with a relatively low level of cultivation and therefore easy to unlock. Han Yi took a storage ring from Wang Da Niu and then proceeded to pick up all the spirit stones and vials on the ground. These demon cultivators were really poor. They had so few spirit stones on them that their combined value was quite low. Brother Han, I'm so glad you're safe. Lin Shihuang had just pulled his long sword out of a corpse when he ran over to join them. Seeing that Han Yi had returned unharmed, Lin Shihuang was both surprised and shocked. Aged seen from a distance that the black sedan Han Yi was in had barreled through the battlefield. Unstoppable and unhindered, it was clear that no disciple could have stopped him. Han Yi chuckled, thanks to Elder Zhang, I survived. Otherwise, I would have been history by now. Noticing Han Yi's empty hands, Lin Shihuang asked out of curiosity, Brother Han, where is the heavenly demon nether dragon scroll? Do you still have it? Han Yi thought back to what Elder Zhang had mentioned earlier and shook his head in response. A powerful demon cultivator tried to steal the scroll, but luckily I had a lot of storage rings, and was able to throw them out to buy time for Elder Zhang to arrive and kill him. As for the demon chart, I've already handed it over to Elder Zhang, and he instructed me not to let anyone know about it. Rest assured, I will keep my mouth shut. Wang Da Niu thumped his chest and made a serious promise. Lin Shihuang nodded solemnly and said, this artifact harbors immense secrets. The legend goes that it contains the secret to the ascension of the demon Lord Tongshan, his incredible powers and divine abilities, so of course we can't talk about it. If word gets out, it could bring disaster on us. Han, turning it over to the sect was indeed the safest decision. Han Yi nodded in agreement. Indeed, a common man in possession of a treasure might court death. That's why so many demonic sects had numerous casualties in their quest for this treasure of the demonic path, all in vain. Lin Shihuang sighed, people's greed. If it were me, I would definitely have used the chart to rapidly become stronger, and then seize the opportunity to return to the capital city. Having heard this, Han Yi blinked and saw a hint of regret rather than relief on Lin Shihuang's face. Perhaps if the heavenly demon nether dragon scroll had been in his possession, he would have done just that. The reputation of the Lone Star was well deserved. Wherever he went, bloodshed followed. But Han Yi understood Lin Shihuang. The entire royal family had been purged, leaving only Lin Shihuang alive. Who could let go of such a deep hatred? There's a fox demon in the pit. Come quickly. Suddenly, a disciple from the outer sect cried out in surprise. Han Yi suddenly remembered Tushan Qingli was in a bad state. She had been injured while trying to protect him from a blow from a demon Taoist. Didn't expect to find a leftover demon die. A disciple on the edge of the key cultivation realm drew his long sword and was about to kill the white fox lying weakly in the pit. Stop! Just in the nick of time, Han Yi rushed over and shielded the white fox, catching the sword with his right hand. A ding sound rang out. With just one arm, Han Yi was able to block the strike. The disciples present were all amazed, silently admiring Han Yi's exceptionally sturdy body. What do you think you're doing? It's my spirit beast, how dare you touch it? Many of the outer sect disciples bowed their heads quickly at the sight of Han Yi's stern voice full of anger. Nobody dared to contradict him, as he was the #1 person in the outer sect this year, and no one in the outer sect ever dared to defy him. "We did not realize, please forgive us, senior brother." Han Yi ignored them. Instead, he held the small body of White Fox in his arms, gave them a cold glance, and said, "What told you that a white fox is definitely a demon? Who taught you that?" Facing Han Yi's questioning, the disciples dared not answer back. A senior brother from one of the main peaks stood up and pacified. "They just didn't know that this white fox is your spirit beast, Brother Han. Please calm down." Then he looked at the disciples and scolded, "Everyone, leave, yes." Only then did Han Yi let the matter slide, holding Tushin Kingly. He turned around and left. The disciples, their eyes still filled with the thrill of the kill, would charge at any demon they saw, as that's how they earned their test points. They didn't distinguish between good and bad. "Brother Han, when did you take a white fox as a spirit pet?" Wang Daniu asked curiously. "For quite some time now." Han Yi didn't speak in detail but glossed over instead. He thought to himself, "When I return to the sect, I must surely complete the request for a title." The demon extermination mission is over. Hangzhou Prefecture came out unscathed, and the Dragon Sparrow sect disciples also returned to the sect one after the other. Before leaving, the sky once again witnessed the sight of the immortals riding swords, which left many commoners in awe. Han Yi stood in front of the city lord mansion, saying goodbye to official Liang, looking at the recurring scene of the sword key, and said intriguingly, "Lord Liang, it's time for me to depart. We will meet again if we are destined. The moon only brings more sadness as it waxes."